On WFT Midday, layoffs seem imminent amid the government shutdown. The new legal battles taking shape as employees remain on the job without pay. And solidarity for the journalists covering news out of the Pentagon. Why they say they won't conform to the Defense Secretary's new rules. And redistricting local districts. Why the plan has some Alachua County neighbors concerned. WFT Midday starts right now.
WUFT Midday.
North of 10,000. That's the number of federal government layoffs that could happen during the shutdown. Welcome to WFT Midday. I'm Nicole Muscolino. A federal judge has temporarily blocked the Trump administration from firing these employees. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest details from Washington.
As the government shutdown drags on, the stakes are ramping up.
We're getting rid of a lot of things that we never wanted.
And prompting a new legal battle. A federal judge temporarily blocking the Trump administration from laying off federal workers during the shutdown, even as White House Budget Director Russell Vought promised to pick up the pace from the 4,000 already cut this shutdown.
It could grow higher. I think we'll probably end up being north of 10,000.
Vought is a longtime advocate for shrinking the federal government, and Democrats argue the new threats are a continuation of his plan all along.
These employees have been traumatized, in Russ Vought's word, by this administration since Inauguration Day. These are illegal firings.
Two unions sued to prevent the firings that a federal judge in California has now agreed are illegal, writing in part that the Trump administration has, quote, taken advantage of the lapse in government spending and government functioning to assume that all bets are off and the laws don't apply to them anymore. As the fight grows from the courts to Capitol Hill, where Democrats and Republicans are deadlocked over how to reopen the government, everyday people are suffering. Food banks seeing a surge in need, workers at this one in Alabama describing the struggles of one federal worker family.
They're not getting a paycheck, and this has never happened to them before, and they were embarrassed and humiliated and terrified.
Real-world impacts with no end in sight. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Convicted music mogul Sean Diddy Combs will face 5 years of supervised release after serving 4 years in prison for his prostitution-related conviction. That's the latest information involving his sentencing on prostitution conviction. Combs will also face other special conditions of supervision, such as outpatient treatment for substances, mental health, and domestic violence. Dozens of reporters left the Pentagon on Wednesday rather than agree to new reporting rules. Journalists left together, handing in badges when news outlets rejected the rules imposed by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. They would leave journalists vulnerable to expulsion if they sought out to report information that has not been approved. All 5 major broadcast networks issued a joint statement saying they are declining to agree to the Pentagon's new requirements, which would restrict journalists' ability to keep the nation and the world informed of important national security issues. A cool and foggy start to your Thursday morning, but things have quickly warmed up here in north central Florida. UF forecaster Jadyn Bottini is live in the weather studio. Jadyn, the fall-like mornings are sticking around for a while.
That's right. It really has been a beautiful past couple of days, and that's going to be the trend as we head into homecoming weekend and throughout next week. And we can see right here in North Florida, our temperatures in the 70s still this morning, 79 in Gainesville, 78 in Ocala, 77 in the Villages, a little bit cooler in St. Augustine at 74 degrees. And our highs this afternoon, we will be warming up into the low to mid 80s, 84 in Gainesville, 82 in Ocala, 84 in the Villages. But we're staying in the 70s towards the coast, so a little bit cooler towards the coast. And our lows tomorrow morning in the 60s. We got to fit in the 50s this morning, but we'll be in the 60s tomorrow, 62 in Gainesville. Looking at campus right now, pretty beautiful out there. Temperature 79 degrees. That humidity low at 58%. Coming up, we'll be continuing to talk about our beautiful days ahead with our skies staying clear. We'll also be talking about that homecoming forecast for this weekend and how the tropics are quiet right now.
Alachua County commissioners are considering redrawing the district map, impacting nearly 175,000 voters. WFT's Sebastian Broche reports on how the decision has some residents concerned about their representation in upcoming elections.
For some residents, the biggest concern isn't the redrawn lines. It's the lack of transparency.
We have always counted on our leaders to be transparent and give us information. And I think no matter what party, what nation, what anything that's going on right now, we're not getting that.
An Alachua County business owner, Kelly Harris, worries about how the new map will impact voter representation.
It doesn't seem like we've had a whole lot of time to even figure out if that'll work, and now all of a sudden they're wanting to change it back to the at-large. Kind of have a little concern about that.
And Harris isn't the only resident concerned. At the last board meeting, one member asked neighbors if they had questions regarding single-member or at-large voting.
Can someone please tell me and the public, how is it now we're discussing that commissioners are going to be running at large when 3 commissioners just ran in districts? What has happened?
County Attorney Sylvia Torres responded.
And single member, then wherever these maps are drawn, the person would be elected for only those people within that district. If every one of them is at large, then they are elected by everyone within the county.
Regardless of if the county should be at large or single member, many people we spoke with are just concerned and confused as to why the maps keep having to change.
At the time of this report, the court was still considering Alachua County's appeal to maintain at-large voting districts. We've now learned the court granted the county's appeal. The county must vote on the map during the next 2 commission meetings to meet the legal deadline before the 2026 election. The Ocala community is mourning the loss of longtime police chaplain Doug Green. Green served the Ocala Police Department for 26 years, offering guidance and comfort to officers and their families. Police Chief Mike Balkin says Green's compassion and faith made a lasting impact on everyone he worked with. Green retired from the department in 2023. A 26-year-old PhD student from the University of Florida is teaming up with a childhood science icon, Bill Nye, the Science Guy.
Oh, hi, Bill.
Hey, Christian, how's it going?
Good.
His latest video series, Back in the Lab for FA. He and his sisters were diagnosed with a rare genetic disorder called Friedreich's ataxia. They have been living with the progressive disease since they were young. It affects muscle coordination and damages parts of the brain, but that hasn't slowed him down. Alongside raising awareness with Bill Nye, Moj has helped raise funds for research, conducting studies at UF, and launched outreach programs, all to support the 15,000 people worldwide.
I think it's very important for people to remember that they need to focus on what they can do and not what they can't, because you are not your disability. It is just a part of you.
Bill Nye stars in 4 episodes for the new series, 3 of which star Moj. The first episode is out right now. You can watch it on ataxia.org. Built by the members of the Solar Gators Club, the solar-powered car manufactured this spring is making its homecoming debut. WFT's Isabela Reinoso went to the shop to see the car and how the team is getting ready to drive it on the streets this Friday.
I'm standing here along the parade route where dozens of floats will soon roll by. But one of them is a little different. Built by UF Solar Gators, this float runs entirely on solar power, combining engineering and creativity to light up more than just the streets, but also the imaginations of everyone watching.
Last year's parade was a life-changing experience for Chelsea, after sharing the pride of her teammates showing off their own built solar-powered car. As a new member, she was motivated to build her own.
I think that's definitely where kind of the turning point, and I was like, yeah, I want to do this.
Like Chelsea, other students felt inspired after seeing this futuristic-looking car driving the street during the parade.
You guys have a super cool car. I want to build my own.
That was freshman Connor's first reaction after seeing the car for the first time. Now he's in his senior year and the president of the club. He says Solar Gators bring the students the opportunity to apply the concepts they learn in class into reality. Last spring, he spent 40 to 50 hours a week building Flare, the team's newly built solar-powered car.
These are the kinds of things that you can't learn in class, building a solar car.
He's excited to show flair during the parade and inspire new Gators just like he was during his freshman year.
I hope incoming freshmen can love it as much as I do and come in and they can take ownership of the next car that they build.
Griffin is a candidate for driving the car in the parade. He drove flair in competition this summer.
Surreal and super fun. And then I would ask you, have you ever gone go-karting?
Yes.
So I would describe it as a quick, nice electric go-kart, except for it's just longer.
Even inside a tight space, he wants to have fun.
If I lean forward, I can wave and everything and you can see me.
The Solar Gators are excited to show flair on the streets and want people to know,
don't touch the solar array.
They are very fragile.
The Solar Gators say their float isn't just a real demonstration of what students are learning in their engineering classes, but how fun and practical they can be. And with Gainesville Sunshine, they are expecting to spark curiosity and maybe even inspire the next generation of engineers. In Gainesville, Isabela Reinoso, WUFT News.
If you're planning to attend the University of Florida's homecoming parade this Friday, make sure to pick up some Gator-themed donuts courtesy of Dunkin'. From 9 to 11 a.m., the Dunkin' on University Avenue will host a pep rally-style event where the 100th customer of the day will win a Dunkin' prize giveaway. Special orange and blue donuts will be served all day, also at the University Avenue location. The UF Homecoming Parade begins at noon this Friday, October 17th. The parade route is on your screen now. It begins at Southwest 13th Street and Museum Road and continues north on 13th right before turning on University Avenue. The parade will end at Bo Diddley Plaza. Please note these roadways will remain closed throughout the entire parade.
Coming up, we're talking about how clear skies and cooler temperatures are continuing as we head into homecoming weekend.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Taking a live look at our Paynes Prairie cam, it's another beautiful day out there. There isn't a cloud in the sky. UF forecaster Jadyn Bottini is live in the weather studio. Jadyn, I could get used to this weather. Hopefully it's here to stick around.
Well, luckily it is here to stay at least through the weekend and as we head into next week, and it's thanks to this surface high right here near the Great Lakes, just really clearing up the East Coast and keeping our skies clear and also bringing some drier air to our area that's keeping those temperatures feeling super comfortable. Really, the entire state of Florida is just surrounded in this dry air in our area, keeping those humidity levels low and keeping our temperatures nice and cool and comfortable and really feeling like the start of fall here. And we can see that on campus right now. Skies, again, looking beautiful. Not a cloud out there. Temperature 79 degrees. Light breeze out there, 11 miles per hour, and that humidity low at 58%. And our temperatures across North Florida still in the 70s this morning. We're at 79 in Gainesville, 78 in Ocala and the Villages, 77 in St. Augustine. And our wind gusts right now, like I said, it's feeling a little breezy with these northeasterly winds, 12 miles per hour in Gainesville, 14 miles per hour in Ocala. A little bit gustier near the coast, 20 miles per hour in St. Augustine. And our high temperature is getting into the 80s today. It's going to heat up a little bit, but it's not going to be too hot. We're not reaching the 90s this week. 84 in Gainesville, 82 in Ocala for our highs this afternoon. And our lows as we head into tomorrow morning in the 60s. We even got down to the 50s this morning, but a little bit warmer tomorrow, but staying in the 60s, in the low 60s, 62 in Gainesville heading into tomorrow morning. And heading into our homecoming weekend, the parade kicks off at noon tomorrow, and skies are looking beautiful for the parade, and even temperatures staying pretty cool. We're in the 70s as the parade starts and then heading into the 80s, but those low 80s feeling pretty comfortable out there. Same for game day. We're in the 80s again, 84 at kickoff. We're down to 80 by fourth quarter, and those skies really just staying clear and beautiful. Again, in the tropics, nothing is happening right now. We've had a lot of activity the past couple of days, but things have settled down. No development expected. This is in the next 7 days. So it's not saying that nothing could pop up, but in the next 7 days, there's no development expected. For the next 7 days for us, skies are staying clear. Temperatures highs in the 80s up to 84 this afternoon, cooling down into the 60s in between tonight and tomorrow. Again, skies staying clear. Weather is beautiful for the next week. Those highs staying in the 80s. We'll get into the low 80s this weekend, upper 80s into next week, and those lows in the 60s.
Wednesday was Pregnancy and Infant Loss Remembrance Day, a time dedicated to the memory of those lost. For parents, losing a child can have a profound toll on mental health. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has one woman's story and the message she hopes everyone who's experienced loss will hear.
Just 2 weeks after delivering her stillborn daughter Shemaiah, Lakeisha Headley was back at work, but on the inside, she was miserable.
I felt like I couldn't talk to anyone about what I was going through because it was so taboo.
12 years later, she was pregnant again, but went into labor at 15 weeks. Her son Jackson passed away shortly after birth. Again, she went right back to work.
This time, it just sent me into an absolute spiral.
Every year in the U.S., about 21,000 babies are stillborn. About the same number of babies die during the first year of life. For parents, the loss can lead to symptoms of depression, including feelings of anger, irritability, or rage, sleep and appetite disturbances, crying and sadness, feelings of guilt, shame, or hopelessness, loss of interest in things they used to enjoy, and possibly thoughts of harming themselves.
I had anxiety. I couldn't sleep. I was crying tears that felt like hot fire on my face every night. And there just wasn't any hope.
Seeing a therapist and getting on medication helped Headley once again find hope. She now works with Postpartum Support International, a nonprofit that helps those who have experienced similar loss or other postpartum depression.
Every day I think about my daughter Shemaiah. Every day I think about my son Jackson. And I just want to make sure that you know that I'll say your baby's name as well.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
A new frosty treat is heading to the frozen food aisle soon. Nutella lovers will eat the chocolate hazelnut spread on pretty much anything, from toast and bagels to apples and bananas. But they'll soon have a new way to enjoy the beloved product, Nutella ice cream. It promises to deliver the unmistakable taste of Nutella in every bite, according to the press release. The company is set to begin shipping new frozen treats to convenience stores on December 1st, with a broader retail distribution planned for spring 2026. A recall has been issued for Ben's Original Rice, so check your pantries. The company is recalling select Ready Rice products after finding stones in packages. Small stones have been found in Ben's long grain white rice, whole grain brown rice, and long grain and wild Ready Rice. There have been no reports of injuries or illness, but consuming the stones could cause oral or digestive tract issues, the FDA says. The affected rice packages were sold at major retailers nationwide over the last 2 months before being pulled off the shelves this week. Now let's head over to our Noticias partners for a look at today's top stories for our Spanish language audience.
Hola, soy Dulce Rodríguez con tus noticias en 90 segundos. El Senado de Uruguay aprobó la ley de la eutanasia. Uruguay se convierte en el primer país de Latinoamérica cuyo Congreso legaliza la eutanasia. Luego de más de 10 horas de debate, cerraron finalmente un proceso legislativo de 5 años mediante una votación llevando a cabo en la Cámara de Senadores. Según la consultora Cifra, el 62% de los uruguayos están a favor de la legalización. Además, el senador Daniel Borbones resaltó que el proyecto no obliga a nadie, sino que ofrece una alternativa a la cual se habilita bajo circunstancias de sufrimiento extremo y enfermedades incurables. El presidente Donald Trump confirmó ayer que autorizó a la Agenda Central de Inteligencia a realizar operaciones encubiertas dentro de Venezuela. Trump dice que la medida responde al aumento del tráfico de drogas y a la llegada de presos venezolanos a los Estados Unidos. También dijo que estaba considerando realizar operaciones terrestres en el país. Desde el principio de septiembre, fuerzas estadounidenses han arrestado a 5 embarcaciones, matando a 27 personas y 4 de los botes habían salido de Venezuela. El presidente Nicolás Maduro respondió acusando a Estados Unidos de promover guerras y golpes en la América Latina. México se ve afectado por lluvias catastróficas que causaron muertes y dejaron desaparecidos, afectando a más de 300 comunidades en el este y el centro del país. El martes, miles de soldados y trabajadores civiles iniciaron operaciones de rescate para desbloquear las carreteras. La presidenta Claudia Sheinbaum confirmó 64 muertos y casi 500,000 residentes se vieron afectados. También los estados más afectados fueron Hidalgo, Veracruz, Puebla. Docenas de centros de salud fueron afectadas y las inundaciones destruyeron todo el equipo. Estas fueron tus noticias en 90 segundos. Gracias por sintonizarnos.
Welcome back. This is Hailey Hurst with your Midday Sports Report. It's homecoming week here in Gainesville, and fans are excited for Gator traditions. But according to a report from USA Today, there is speculation that this may be Florida head coach Billy Napier's last homecoming with Gator football. At Wednesday's press conference, Napier expressed how he keeps his head high amongst the criticism.
There's no happiness without disappointment, right? There's no growth without struggle, and there's no good days without bad days, right? So
he would end his tenure with a sub-500 winning percentage, the lowest for a UF coach through 30 games since the late 1940s. The Gators will look to earn its third win of the season against Mississippi State Saturday. Moving on to the hardwood court, Florida Gators volleyball is on a high after securing its third straight conference win on the road Wednesday night. The Gators upset the number 16 ranked Tennessee Lady Vols in a 5-set battle. Florida redshirt sophomore Jordan Bird propelled the Gators offense, leading the team's attacks with 23 kills. She ended the night with the career-high 26.5 points. Battling to the end, the Gators handed Tennessee its first home loss of the season. Florida will stay on the road to face the number 3 Kentucky Wildcats on Sunday. Staying on the court, high school volleyball playoffs are in full serve. A handful of local teams are set to compete in district championship games tonight. Here's a quick rundown. St. Francis taking on Oak Hall, Newberry battling Keystone Heights, and the top-seeded Bobcats look to keep their 7-game win streak alive as they challenge Fletcher. Florida football will look to earn its third win of the season in front of their 16th straight sellout crowd Saturday. Tune in to First at 5 for more updates, and that's your Midday Sports Report. I'm Hailey Hurst.
Now let's take a look at what's coming up on First at 5 on Channel 5. We're inching closer to one of the highlights of UF's homecoming festivities, the annual parade. We've got live team coverage of the parade route and the work it takes to make the event a success. Plus, the dangers surrounding the disposal of vapes. The Hazard One North Central Florida leader says it causes when users don't properly discard them. And Billy Napier is likely sitting on the hottest seat in college football. The rumors surrounding just how long he'll be at the helm of the Florida Gators football team. All that and more at 5.
It's looking to be a beautiful weekend and week ahead with those skies staying clear, highs in the low 80s and lows in the 60s and even 50s as we head into the weekend.
Thanks for joining us for WFT Midday. We're back here tomorrow for another edition. We will see you later today for First at 5 on Channel 5. Have a great afternoon.